my Facebook page. That's it. So there we go. Tonight I'm just going to be doing a 15-minute taster version of yoga. Many people can't find it in themselves to go to the gym to do yoga. They feel too self-conscious. I hear a lot of things like, I'm not bendy enough, I don't feel flexible, I can't even touch my toes. You know, everybody's an expert and I'm just too self-conscious. So to come on, do a 15-minute taster. You can see and start to practice at home a little bit into just some simple structured exercise, how you can become a little bit more flexible, more confident more than anything. Because flexibility, you're not. Some people are going to be really good at yoga, as in flexibility wise, and then those who are very flexible are often not as strong as those that are so flexible. So, you know, each posture as well, each pose has a different benefit for the body. And some people maybe have a weak back, so they will not be so great on doing the strength poses on the back. Others will have really tight hamstrings, so they won't be so great on the forward bends and things like that. So you're never going to find anybody in the group that is going to be 100% perfect on the whole thing, unless they've been studying yoga for a number of years and it really is their discipline, and that's it. And it's like anything else. So I'm going to just start off with some basics. And first of all, we need to know how to attach the breath to the movement. So I'm going to come onto the floor. Now, if you have a pillow, we would usually use a block, but probably because you've never done before yoga, you don't have a block. So I'll use a pillow for today, because often when you've got tight hips, you can't get into the seated cross legs position very easily. So, and then it creates a little bit of tension around the back or the hips. So we want to raise you up slightly and try that. Now, again, I'm assuming that might be one thing of yours, but then we have other people that are amazing in the cross-leg position as a beginner. So you might not feel that. You might feel very comfortable in cross-legged position and you might not need the pillow. So let's just show you the difference on the side angle. So if I'm sat in cross-leg position here, I'm very tight in the hips today. And remember as well, every day differs in yoga, so you're never going to feel the same way twice. It's a bit like running in yoga, it definitely feels like that. So really tight, and there's definitely a good warm-up needed. So here, that gives me a kind of round back. I'm not as elongated, and you'll see at the end of the 5 minutes how that has slightly dropped down. Now watch when I change it. Because if I put a pillow underneath me, I'm going to double it up there, so it's a big one, and then across my legs. See how much more my hips come down now and my back straight. And that's why we use props and things like that, so that it assists us into the best posture of it. And then our hips or our back will allow us to relax a little bit more into that pose, and we can progress then, rather than your back and your hips already locking because it's saying that you're overworking them right from the beginning. So we always make things a little bit more comfortable, so that the body knows we're not going to hurt it when we're in a position. So we're just going to start here in seated cross-leg position, in Sukhasana pose, easy pose, if you want to call it, whichever. So finger and thumb, Jnana Mudra, that helps keep the focus, concentration. We're going to have nice long spines, close our eyes. And first of all, we need to focus on the breath, because the breath is what allows you to get the progression in the poses. And we're going to start with our heart space. So put your right hand on your heart, your left on your belly. And you're going to breathe in yogic breath. So we want to Stop any chatter in the mind, because we need to be right in the focus when we do yoga, right in the moment. So we're stopping that chatter and we're just going to feel how and observe how the breath is without doing any change whatsoever. Just observe. And I want you to think, is my breath short or am I filling the lungs? Deep breath in and out. How does it feel? And then I want you to focus on breathing in for the count of 4. And breathe out. So we're just going to work on even breath. Breathing in for 4. And out for 4. And if that breath still feels shallow, you breathe in for 5. And breathe out for 5. And keep that flow going. Because what you're doing now, you're warming the lungs up and allowing them to expand a little bit more than just another muscle that's tight. That needs a few moments to release. And with that, I want you to keep the jaw relaxed, the shoulders relaxed, the hips. And start to grow a little bit taller in the spines. Feel everything become a little bit more comfortable if you've raised your hips up. If you're struggling in this position now, it's because you haven't made it more comfortable raising your hips up, your bottom up. So again, just tuning in with the breath, allowing all thoughts to pass by. Into that yogic breath, breathing from the belly, allow it to flow up into the heart space, into the collarbones. And then floating back down from the collarbones, the heart space, the belly, all the way down, sinking the hips. And then we're just going to release everything. Bring the legs together. We'll just do some window wipers. So feet planted on the floor, hands behind. We're just going to drop the knees over to the right, back to centre, over to the left. Feel that nice stretch. Don't worry if you're falling off the pillow now. We're going to remove it in a minute anyway. Side to side. 1 and 1. And just this gentle stretch. People think that they've got to do a full-on yoga blast. You haven't. You just need to come and do 15 minutes. 15 minutes is better than not doing anything at all. And it's really good because it's shown that people who are physically inflexible can often have arterial inflexibility as well. So it's important to become a little bit more flexible because that also works on the internal system on flexibility too and allows your whole cardiovascular system to work. Just throw your pillow away. Okay, from there, we're sitting up tall, nice, strong spines now. It might be tight at the back. Okay, so just bend the legs a little bit, keep the knees slightly soft if they are, or if not, you push them down. Inhaling, lift up, take a look at the palms of the hands. Exhale, chin in the chest, take shoulders behind and rising up again. Drawing the toes towards you. I'm going to inhale, rise, take a look at the hands, exhale, chin in the chest. Again, we're warming up before we actually hold any poses. Exhale down, then hand down and come over to the right. Reach, flow, So we try and work in every direction when we're doing yoga warming up. Every direction that we know we're going to be going if we hold a pose. So we need to warm all those areas up. Reach and over and back and over and reach. Take a look at the hands and back. And then we're going to slide the hands down, reach, so forward fold, lifting up. Let's hands on shoulders. I always ask where people are tight before the session. I can guarantee that at least one person in the class of 5 are tight in the shoulders and lower back and hamstrings. Exhale forward, roll over. They're the main areas that are really tight. 1, good, and back again. Lift up, pushing the chest forward slightly, creating a strong back. And back the other way. Okay, moving on to all fours. Just want to get in some poses as well. So let's just circle round with the hips, circle, bringing the weight forward, any crunchiness in the knees or the hips or the back. It's just air popping, releasing, okay, out of the joints usually. And out, which isn't an issue. And back the other way, it's quite normal to have that. And out, around, release. Feels nice in the back. And then back the other way. So this is just a nice late evening stretch really. I was almost going to say early evening, but it isn't now, is it? So it's a nice early evening, late evening for me, stretch. And 1. And then we're going to turn the toes under, rocking back into the toes. Knees down, rocking back into the toes. That's good. Keeping the heels lifted. Stretch through. We're still warming up. And 1 more. Up. Good. And then you're going to bring the leg forward. Doesn't matter which one you're going with, as long as you still see me. Lift it up, stretch. We're not holding. Forward, down. Push back. Reset. Change to the other one. Lift. Or you can do 2 on that, 2 of those sweeps if you're a bit uncomfortable switching legs. And then change again. Sweep. Just doing 2 each side. And breathe. Attaching that breath, remember we're inhaling, rise. Exhale, lower. Now come push up off to the end and just hang loose here in a forward fold position. And again, if you're a beginner, don't measure yourself to how flexible I am or am not. You might be so flexible. You might be really more flexible than I am. You know, so don't measure yourself to anyone. Be you, do you. Come all the way slowly up. Release. We're going to inhale, rising up. Take a look at the palms of the hands. Exhale, swaying palm tree over to your left if you're mirroring me. Breathe in, over, sway over to your right. Breathe in, sway. And breathe out. Right. Good. And bring it back. So I'm just going to do a couple of standing postures so that you can get the idea of it. So we're going to bring the feet together. Okay. I'm going to sit down on the imaginary chair. So sit down, come down here. Okay. So we've got different levels of progression here. So we're here, if I show you from the side, Sat down, I'm going to do a twist. So I just want to run through 3 twists today. Twists because it's Monday, and if you had a bit of a couple of wines on the weekend, it's really good for detoxification. So sit down. If you are do mirror of me, bring your right arm and take it across your left, and you're just twisting there. So that's position 1. Yeah, breathe, just holding it for a short time, and then bring it back. And then we're going to forward fold and release that off, because that might have been intense in the back. Holding Uttanasana here, forward fold, and just relax. Your forward fold might be here, and that's fine. Just keep it there. Take that chance to take those breaths, although you should be breathing in and out like you started from the beginning all the time. Breathe in and out. Good. Now we're going to do that the other side. So come into a seated chair. If you want to squeeze the knees together for a stable base. So as I went across to that side, I'm going to the other side now. So slide the arm across and down. Okay, and you're holding there in your twist position there. Just a little bit. It's quite an intense one. So breathe, 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 and bring it back. And this time I'm going to open it up into extended Tadasana the other way. Open, extended Tadasana. We'll repeat that once more each side so you get the idea again. But this time we're going to come with our palms together in Anjali Mudra. Okay, from here you're going to take it to seat again. Imagine you're sitting on that chair. Okay, and then we're going to take both arms across, palm to palm, across the knee, keeping knees together. We're going to take 2 rounds of breath. We do breaths, okay? We don't do reps in yoga. You use breaths. Deep breath in and out. And your gaze, your drishti, is to the end of your nose. And one more breath and bring it back. And you always counterpose it. Counterpose it is if you were down like that, you would be open and up, stretching the other way, the back the other way. Breathe. So we always make sure we're counterposing. And as we progress in yoga, and we might do 3 or 4 poses before we come into the counter pose. When we start, you do more of a one-on-one. So come down. We're going to come across with the elbow the other side, sitting down. Hold that there and feel a lovely stretch. Like I said, it's really good. Twists are really good for detoxification. Push the palms of the hands together, palm to palm, press. 2 rounds of breath. Keep it nice and easy to start, and then come back up. Great. Well done. Now we're going to go back down. We're just doing 3 poses of twists. So we're coming down into that extended position that I did earlier. Into your staff pose. So you're holding it here. So I want you to bring the foot that is further away from me across that leg on there. So you've got one across the other, one straight. So my left leg's across, your right leg if you're facing the same way. We rise up with your left arm, and then you're going to wrap it round the knee and hug it and turn to look over your shoulder. My left shoulder, your right shoulder. Breathe there, hold there. And gently cradle the leg towards you. And you're keeping this arm at the back. It's like an extension of your spine. So you're keeping that very, very close to the back. And breathe. Use the breath again. We're going to do 3 rounds of breath because I want you to just check in with all the other areas on the body while you're doing it. And see if you're holding rigid tension anywhere else. because you should be just relaxing into that twist. The only way with great tension should be the arm that's supporting and driving your chest up. Breathe. Good. And then we'll release. And then our counter pose is actually the other way. So you're crossing the other leg over, draw it in. Rise up, my left arm, your right arm. We're going to just do the simple one and wrap around, keeping the left arm close to the spine as we seated twist. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. And again, tune into the rest of your body and allow the body to relax into the floor. The more that you relax, the more that you will progress in that move. Breathe in and breathe out. Just take a quiet mind for a moment or two. Close your eyes and observe what your body's doing. There's a fine level of breath, movement, and observation in your yoga. Observing how your body and mind is. And then we're bringing that back to center. So forward fold, just relax over and just see if you're feeling a little bit less tight than you were in the beginning. Let your head just drop down. Breathe. And then we're going to the third and final twist of the night. Third and final posture. So we're rolling down. Come down. I want you to hug your knees in asanas. Give it a nice hug. Just rock side to side. Release the back out. It's lovely. Nice feeling. It's the time to let go, guys. Just leave the day behind. Time to unwind before we settle down for a relaxed evening. So from here, keeping the knees in kind of a hug position, I want you to just release, arms out to the side, both arms out, extend. So they're flat on the floor, palms facing down, your knees are just in that hug position. And then I want you to just drop the knees towards me if you're in the same facing camera position, drop them towards me. Okay, and then the arm that is at the front of your body in the same direction of your knees, just bring that to the top of the knees. Take that top leg over a little bit more if you want, but your back shoulder should still be on the floor or on the mat. That shouldn't have left at all. If that it has, okay, and that you have got a big gap here between your legs, then use that pillow again to rest your knees there, okay, between your knees and make it more comfortable. So that's your little tip for there, to make it more comfortable. Okay, and turn your head to look down the back arm now. Both shoulders on the floor. If they're not on the floor, then you're not in the right position. Like I say, bring it back with the knees. If you're not got your shoulders on the floor, just bring it back gently till you can fully release the whole body into that floor. Once you do that, it will just allow you to relax. So do that for me now and just observe again in your peaceful stillness. Nothing to think about, nothing to do. Staying there in that relaxed position. Take benefit from the detoxification, so nice deep breaths in and out now. Well done. Just slide your legs back to the centre, feet on the mat again. We'll go back into that hug position so you can get that lovely depth there. And then you're going to drop the knees over to the other side, both of them, both shoulders down, and then rest that hand that's facing the knee on the knee, and turn your head to look down the back arm in that twist. So nice twist on the waist, your liver, your kidneys, and on your head as well. So those tight necks can really benefit just by looking down the back arm, breathing in and out here. Take that breath, sink a little bit deeper. Time for release. Let go. Just you and the heartbeat and your thoughts have disappeared. You can let everything go. Just your 15 minutes of peace. Take those deep, last few deep breaths in this position. Inhale, exhale. Let go. And that's excellent. Bring yourself back to center. We're hugging again. This time we're hugging, we're just going to rock forward and back. Forward and back. And if you can, rock into your sitting position. Bring yourself round into your cross-leg position again. And just see if it's true what I said to you at the beginning. Look at the difference on mine now. How just 10 minutes of yoga can allow the legs to drop down. Let me show you the side position. You can see I'm not using my pillow now, and how much lower to the floor my knees are than they were in the first position. They were up here in the first 10 minutes. So it's well worth doing just that 15 minutes a day to release you out. So I will be back on Wednesday evening. I think I said 7:30 for another 15 minutes, another 15-minute taster. If you enjoyed it, it's great to do. We're going to try and get into a little bit of a habit of 15 minutes every night, and then before Christmas, okay? So namaste, have a beautiful evening. Now you're nicely unwound and relaxed, and see you on Wednesday or back tomorrow for some health tips. Have a good night.